Okay, so here we are for the battle against Trav, and he does bring the Iron Thorns. I'm actually really surprised there's no Vileplume, because Vileplume looked so good into my team. That does make a couple of things better on my team. Glad I didn't bring the Tentacle, as much as that's crazy. And he's going to call me a coward for that. Justifiably so. But yeah, I thought it was really good into my team. And I was almost bringing Tentacle specifically for that. Realistically, I don't lead off too well into an Iron Thorns, especially because it's Terra Fairy. It's just Terra Electric on Thundy, so really can't do too much to my Flygon with the Terra. Terra Fairy makes things a little bit more difficult. At least, like, I think I still got Sludge Bomb on this. Pretty sure I kept it on there, so that might be okay. I don't know what I want to lead off with, I'll be honest. I was not planning for an Iron Thorns, and it could very well be the lead. I think the safest, like, all-round lead probably is going to be Flygon, so I think that's what I want to lead off with. So there's definitely a good chance of, like, Cinderace lead. I don't switch into Cinderace all too well. Could be a Roaring Moon lead. That would suck, but we'll see. Good luck, have fun to Trav. I'm pretty sure we played him, like, in his second game back or something before, so... Okay, well, this is not a bad lead, unless you're Choice Scarf, for whatever reason. I can just go for a U-turn. I think you probably either switch or you Terra here. I don't think that you stay in and just kind of let this happen. If it is Ice Punch, I think it does just OHKO us. It most definitely just OHKOs us. Do I think you're going to be Scarf? Surely not. I think you're Hazard's lead. Wow. Okay, so they were willing to just let me have this mon, unless it was Chaka. In which case, that's still an incredibly ballsy play. Don't switch into this all that well. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Most likely going to be an Ice Punch coming out. I could see Stealth Rock or Spikes. I could go into you, as you're a little bit less useful. No Primarina. Yeah, I think that's going to arguably be the play. This could have just been Sash Hazard stack lead. Yeah. Which is somewhat expected. However, your switch-ins to Psychic aren't amazing, and because I'm Terra Ground, I think you potentially don't want to switch straight into, like, Goldengo. I also don't want to Terra this early, so I will go for a Psychic with Faster. Ah, they Dragon Tail. Okay. So this is just going to pivot us around. Makes sense. Just don't show me Terra Ledge, that would be the one thing I don't want. Darkrai, that's fine. I feel like Darkrai probably can take this out from here with an Ice Beam. Ice Beam is a pretty solid mid-ground. It catches most things that possibly want to switch in. We get 31 to 37. I want to say that's in range, so I'm just going to go for it. Was in range. Okay. Thorns was... That could have been worse. I would say that could have been worse. We lost a tiny bit of health, and Stealth Rocks went up. That's... I think I take that. All in all, I think I take that. That's one of the few physical attackers I've got to be concerned about. Cinderace can come in, but I don't think it wants to take a hit. Potential for it to be Scarfed. Potential that I just haven't crept it, because Trav knows me pretty well, and he probably knows that I'm going to be very aggressive with my creeps. That is the Cinderace. This would, well, firstly, it potentially could be Scarfed. Secondly, if it is, like, Low Kick, doesn't knock me out. If it's High Jump Kick, it would. Right. Okay, so how useful... Obviously, Darkrai is going to be useful, but I can use other mons to deal with other things. This is actually the biggest threat to my team. So I'm just going to Dark Pulse this. They're not Choice Scarf, and we are faster. It's a solid 50, and they just U-turn. Unless this is banded, it doesn't kill us. I think that's banded. Yeah, that is... Adamant Choice Band, which is actually kind of what I expected, because I don't have a good fire switch in at the moment. I will address that, but I certainly just needed that damage. I will see whether or not you are Choice Scarf and just go for an Ice Beam. You're Scarf. Okay. I will take the information and the 50% on Cinderace. So knowing that Scarf means that I can't Flame Charge with my Ceruledge to kill that, and also if I Scale Shot, then it doesn't really make too much of a difference, because it will outspeed me. I need to get 2 off. What can I realistically get 2 off against? Maybe the Thundurus, maybe the Landorus. Missing Limbs comes in. That's just going to be the Landorus. Okay, so I really don't have amazing switch-ins to this mon. I think I might have to use Cope Chomp here as a means of weakening it. Because we are bulky, we'll take any one hit. And we can just Scale Shot. Rocks would be helpful, especially because it's banded. Rocks actually would be very helpful. How do I revenge this if I set up rocks here and don't get the kill? I think I just Scale Shot. Yes, they can just go out into, like, they could U-turn, but they don't know, like, they should be faster than me. So U-turning shouldn't be the play. And Scale Shot will 2-hit KO this, depending on how bulky it is. If we get 5 hits, we definitely do. They're just going to taunt, so I'm very glad that I went for the Scale Shot here. Is that looking like it's going to KO? It certainly should. So I'm just going to go for it again. There's no reason for me to not. This would put me faster than Choice Scarf Roaring Moon as well. Because Roaring Moon hits 555, at +2 we hit 556. And there's always a world in which I can get rocks up afterwards, because the taunt will end after this next turn, I think. So I can always last ditch rocks if needs be, but it looks like actually, weirdly enough, Flygon might be in a really good place to kind of sweep. But there's got to be outs for them. I refuse to believe that there isn't. Is that even going to KO? Yeah, that surely does. Yeah, okay. For a second I thought I got 5 instead of 4 on the first one, and I was like, oh shit, did I just misplay? But Lander going down is really nice. Nothing can revenge this, or at least it can't outspeed and revenge. It could be a bulk up Thunderous, which would be interesting, but again, like, we're still pretty healthy on a lot of these mons. If Dengo comes out, I think honestly I just stay in. I'm bulky. If they're not Air Balloon, Earthquake has a roll to kill it, unless it's bulky itself. Ascensionism, that's going to be the other Genie. Genie 2 comes in. Is this going to be bulk up? There's definitely a world in which it is. Bulk up's not great for me. Regardless, I think I do just Scale Shot here. It's not bulk up. Okay. So we're going to get a good amount of damage off on this as well. If it's physical, then we're at -3. I think we do just die. We're going to get the 5 hits. Very nice. And are you physical? Yes. We actually lived that as well. That's nuts. Shaking off the taunt. I'm just going to Scale Shot. I have no reason not to. If Cinderace comes in afterwards, I will Stealth Rock. Electric Terrain. What is happening right now? Fire tech, by the way. Insane tech. If you'd done it on the first turn then he might have been okay. He might have actually lived this hit. And he definitely would have killed me with Acrobatics afterwards. But Flygon's going to pick up another kill. Love to see that. We don't take a hit now from the Gholdengo. And it is, again, still... It's not a roll in our favour, even, to knock out Gholdengo. Do I even need to set up rocks now? Realistically, no. I'm just going to click Earthquake. Because I think it's going to be Colbur. But this won't kill. Yeah, I was going to say, this won't kill. But Flygon, you have absolutely done the absolute utmost work here. There's a world in which you can end up just winning from here. But I think do I just go into you and SD? I mean, I could also... Yeah, I'll just go into this and click Night Slash. I want to SD on their T-Wave, but on the off chance that it's got Psyshock, I don't know if I want to do that. What I might do is just SD, and if they Psyshock, then I just go into Ceruledge afterwards, because Roaring Moon looks like it should be fine. I should be able to deal with it. With Comfey, especially because it's Scarf, the Cinderace could be a bit of a problem, but I think the Sneak will kill it. I'll just Throat Chop. Just in case. Okay, it's Colbur. Makes sense. There's also a chance that if Cinderace Liberos into anything, then I'll be able to just kill it with Comfey. Jaws comes in, makes sense. Do I die to an EQ? I absolutely die to an EQ, but regardless, I can't necessarily afford to let anything else come in for free, so I'm just going to CC. So Dragon Claw, I should live that. Yeah. CC's going to take this out. If I had been White Herb, that would have probably just been game. But he also doesn't know that I'm fast. I'm not fast even. I'm pretty slow on this. So there's still a world in which Cinderace can Actually, no, it can't lock into one move, I don't believe. It has to decide what it's going for here. I will just close combat. He flings. That's fire. Does this knock me out? It might actually do it. -1. It sure does. I'll let that happen. I'm more than happy for the fling to get the kill. I was almost fling on this as well. And now it just depends on what their last move is, I guess. How did I calc that as choice banded earlier? Fuck knows what other move they've got. Like, this Cinderace can still win because it's so good against my team, and I don't know what other moves it's got. Does Shadow Sneak into Draining Kiss kill, just in case? Did I see Libero? I don't know if I saw Libero. I was too taken aback by the fling. I think I just Bitter Blade. Yeah, Acro. Doesn't kill us. I had to think about that one for a second because I just don't remember if I saw Libero. But I'm pretty sure I did. And that's going to be a good game to Trav. Unfortunately, Sarah Ledge only gets the 1 kill. It's just the 1 kill, actually. So that ends this run of 2 kills every week. But that was a really fun game. There was some very cool techs on Trav's side. And yeah, it feels good to get a win after last week. Definitely felt like that was one of my worst games I played for a while last week. So picking it up again this week, 4-1 for the season, puts pressure on everybody else because there was so many teams on 3-1. And there will be yet more changes going into next week. Flygon, who just put in the finest of work, unfortunately will be getting dropped. I feel bad now. Like if you enjoyed the battle, subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of the season. Until the next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.